it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, if they're not going to respect that I didn't want to do that, then I'm not going to work for them. It's just very simple for me. I got a message from Wendy saying if I didn't get the information in, I wasn't going to get paid. I sent her stuff and she never saw it. My point with it is basically like, I'm not going to work with people that are going to be like, oh, I'm just not going to pay you because you didn't do this. I'd rather just be like, look, this is how we want it laid out. This is what I want you to do. It's how the message came across to me. I was like, if you guys are going to operate that way, I'm just not going to work for you guys. Because that's crazy to sit there and say you're not going to pay someone because they didn't get you this information.
We're not ever going to not pay you. So don't, I'm so sorry that it came across that way.
Yeah. But no, I'm not like quitting or anything. It was just like, when someone goes, oh, I'm not going to pay you, and I'm like, I've been breaking my back for you guys. Yeah.
I said, Wendy, we cannot be paying
for other
thousands of dollars for other people's
Yeah.
maintenance. We cannot be paying that.
Yeah.
We have to stop that. So that's probably why it came off hard to you.
Okay.
Hard on you is because I said, Wendy, we have to stop this.
That was just that. The other thing too, this is more for you.
Yeah.
Responding text messages, it's not great. You're fine. Like every time I've texted you, you've responded right away.
Yep. If you need to get a hold of me, call me.
Yeah.
Just call me.
Most of the time, if someone's texting you, I'm texting you from his number.
Oh, okay. That
because
makes more
he never
sense.
responds to his messages.
Okay, that makes
So one of the things is too, it's like I get a lot of messages.
If you ever get any response, it's probably me from him.
I get I get messages from people that I'm like, just figure it out. You know, and then I don't text them back for a couple hours, and then I text them back and they're like, oh, I already figured it out. I'm like, okay, great. They were in another property of ours for a period of time, and then they moved. They was actually working on the Micron plant right over here, and they were in Nampa and they were tired of the drive, so they moved over here and rented this place for a period of time. And so I think it's all cleaned back up and ready to go. Interesting. Oh, this is a check from an insurance company. This is probably one of our checks that went missing. Yep, this is it. This is the missing check. Got sent to this address for some unknown reason. I have no idea why it got sent here. Interesting. There we go. All right. So want to talk a little bit more about our conversation the other day. I guess question number one is that kind of caught me off guard was what's making you question if our morals are changing?
When we talked, I kind of explained it. So the whole situation that happened Friday, and then all of a sudden, probably like we got off the phone 6 minutes later, you're like, oh, now I want you to do a walkthrough in this. Okay. So I don't know if it was like, well, we have the power to do this. We have the power to control you because you work for us. Which it's like, I get it. I work for you. You're the boss. But if you're going to do that and outlast just out of, well, he didn't deliver it, so now I'm upset. That's your morals playing in. That's, not being a good boss.
What's making you question our morals? What's making you question that? You did mention me having you go do it after you said you wasn't comfortable with putting the notice on the door, but then me saying, hey, can you go do a walkthrough? I got a hold of them. I did tell them we was going to be doing a walkthrough on it, but then I guess that's what made you question our morals? Is that what it is?
That's
me having
exactly
you go
what
back
it is.
and do the walkthrough?
Maybe morals was the wrong word. I don't know. But morals is character. That's kind of what I was going off of is when you hear someone saying, okay, I'm expanding my company, and then all of a sudden that happens. In my head, I was like, okay, so what? They're mad I didn't go and deliver these notice to them?
So why did that cross your mind instead of they probably just need this done?
Because of before, anytime I said, hey, I'm not comfortable or this, you guys have never been like, oh yeah, you still have to do it. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, if they're not going to respect that I didn't want to do that, then I'm not going to work for them. It's just very simple for me.
Let's turn some lights on here. What little it has, this place does not have very great lighting in here. As you can see, this living room is dark. Everything looks pretty good in here. There we go. So it's a little bit of older house. I think it's a 92. So it's a little bit older home, but it's actually been a pretty good home for us. When you're starting out a business and growing a business, you do what you got to do sometimes to make sure that you're making money and making a living. And at the time, we had this home just sitting vacant and it wasn't getting rented, and we had someone who wanted to rent our other home. And so we're like, why not rent out the home we're living in, and then we can come live in this one. No one's living here anyhow. And then when we had someone want to live in here, we was able to rent this one for enough money to then go rent another place. And so there was two sides of it. One part of it was to help ourselves in a financial position, and then the other side of it was to help the families out because they needed the home in this area, and if we didn't move out of the home, then they were not going to be getting a home that they needed. Where are we starting? I don't have a thing in front of me, but I think
office stuff, because we had sent out the email about being office.
I know Katrina had sent out an email. Allie did. Same thing. About working in the office, spending a lot of the time in the office here. The reason for that is because a lot of the content will be filmed in the office. It will be really important to grow the media where we want it to go if everyone's working in office. And I know that's a switch up from where things have been, a big switch up. But as we talk through it, I think that's going to be really important part of it to grow it, how we want to grow it. So I guess that would be the first question. So Isley, does that work for you? Does that not work for you?
I can't give you an exact answer now because I have to talk to my dad, just because he wants me to start working at like the that his boss also owns. Mm-hmm. And he wants me to start doing that because he isn't super comfortable with me being on social media and having like the idea of trying to grow my own account, you know? And it took a lot for me to convince him to even start working here. So like I've just always had a private account, wasn't allowed to have social media. So he just doesn't know how comfortable he is with it, and he takes a while to think on stuff. Mm-hmm. But I should have a for sure answer. I don't know, let me think about it.
Any good dad will tell their kid not to be on social media. No.
Oh, whatever.
No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm familiar. I know how that.
Yeah.
I know how that is, and totally respect that 100%.
Yeah.
Like I totally get that. Yeah, I know a lot of people they don't want their kids on social media. Someone does not know what they're doing. Here, look at this. So, someone took this off, the screws out, as you can see. And the event ended up getting turned. They put a filter in there. There was never supposed to be a filter in there. On this house, the filter's actually inside the furnace itself. So, yeah, someone pulled that off. That looks like it's about to literally fall off of there again. This whole thing was turned the other way. That needs fixed. People are funny sometimes. Here, come out here and I'll show you. The filter is right here. So this is the actual filter goes in there instead of the return vents that are inside the home. It's supposed to take like a 4-inch thick filter, and that's not even put in right. So my guess is the tenants did it because they were here. Yeah, there's no filter in that. If there's a camera in the room, expect to see it on social media. If you feel very strongly about that whatever part not being on social media, say it to the camera right then and there. But expect some pushback from us because it is very important to us that we grow the media side. Yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on that, feel free to share them. But that's the way we feel about the media side.
I do have a question on that.
Yes.
So like I get us having to be okay with like being recorded, being on camera, online, whatever. But I guess what we weren't expecting is that we would have to vlog it. I wasn't expecting you guys to ask us to be in control of that and like film ourselves and the person.
Film what you're doing. If it, like in those situations, a camera person's not there to be able to jump in and go with and film it, open your phone and just, those situations don't happen a ton, but those situations are really great to catch on camera if you're able to.
It makes for great vlog style content of just like, hey, we're going to pick up this lady and this is why we're doing this, and it just makes for really good personal content of we're not good about sharing who we are and what we're doing, and this is what we're pushing so hard to get better at, because nobody knows if they don't see it.
I guess one last thing I did not mention is Isley and Matthew are no longer with the team. So, and we are hiring now as well, but so you'll probably see some new faces joining the team over the next week or so, but those two are no longer here. So, anything else?